Hey everybody. Hello, welcome to my knockout stage predictions for the 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup. I have a little surprise here for you guys. My nephew found out that I was making this channel, and he wanted to draw out and color the flags of the countries participating in this tournament, and I think he did a pretty good job. It's pretty neat, I have to say. So here, I just give my predictions for the knockout, and just a disclaimer, guys, as a preface, I'm not an expert, I just give my predictions. I throw a few curveballs in, surprises here and there, just for fun. So just take with them what you will. Don't accept what I say as some kind of gospel or the extreme opposite of that as well. So let's jump right in. Like I said, in Group A, Honduras, Costa Rica, French Guiana, Canada. So I had Costa Rica winning the group in first, Honduras in second. I had Canada in third, I believe, and French Guiana in last. And I believe also my other group stage prediction videos, I had the United States winning Group B, Panama coming in second. I think I had Nicaragua in third, and Martinique in last. And then for Group C, I had Mexico winning it, Curacao, the Caribbean champions, in second, Jamaica in third, and El Salvador in last. So this is what I had in this order. This would eliminate, as I said previously, French Guiana, El Salvador, and I said that the three best runners up would come from Groups A and C, and they are Canada and Jamaica, respectively. That means Nicaragua and Martinique are out. So, my quarterfinals. Who meets who? The runner-up of Group A, the winner of Group A, Costa Rica, plays against the runner-up of Group B, Panama. The winner of Group B, United States, plays against the third best team from Group C, which is Jamaica. The winner of Group C, Mexico, would play against the third place team from Group A, which is Canada. And the runner-up of Group C, Caribbean champions Curacao, would play against Honduras. So guys, these are your quarterfinal clashes right here. Take a good look before I start moving them again. Costa Rica versus Panama, USA versus Jamaica, Mexico versus Canada, Curacao, and Honduras. Let's jump right in. Costa Rica versus Panama. This is going to be the closest battle of the quarterfinals, in my opinion. Two regional rivals, neighbors, in fact. Recently coming off a really tightly contested World Cup qualifying game last month in San Jose, Costa Rica. Panama picked off a point. They could have won when Costa Rica went 10 men down. This is Panama's biggest rival in Central America, and likewise for Costa Rica. Costa Rica, Panama, it's a shame that only one of these two sides can get to the semis. And history says Panama will come through and get to the semifinals because they've gotten to at least the semifinals in the last three consecutive CONCACAF Gold Cups. Got to a quarterfinal in 2009, got to the final in 2005, final in 2013 as well, both times in 2005 and 2013, losing to the United States. So Panama has tournament experience here. I'm tempted to go with the Group B runners-up here, but I think Costa Rica's finally going to get over that psychological hump that has hindered them in Gold Cup in recent history. in Gold Cups, I mean. And I'm going to pick the Ticos to narrowly come out against the Canaleros. I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Costa Rica. So Costa Rica to advance to the semifinals. Panama goes home. It's okay. Panama, you have a cool flag, though. United States, Jamaica. This would be, a lot of U.S. fans would interpret this as a revenge match from the 2015 semifinal elimination. I said before my last video for Group C, analysis, preview, and predictions for this tournament that Jamaica were very much a side in decline. I think the United States will win this. I think they'll eliminate Jamaica, get a little bit of revenge, and get to the semifinals here. And I think it's going to be like maybe a two. I'm going to say a 3-1 or 2-0. You know, I'm going to go with a 3-1 to the United States here. So Jamaica will be eliminated. You have an awesome flag, Jamaica. It's okay. Costa Rica against the United States will be the first semifinal match. Then we have Mexico against Canada. You know what, Canada? You did well. You made it to the knockout stages for the first time since 2009. It's been mission accomplished for you already. I know it's a Mexican C team. I know they're entering this tournament with not very, well, a lot of pressure, but not really high morale. But Mexico's going to be just too much for the Canadians here. And because it's a C team, I'm not going to predict a blowout. If this was an A team, oh my god, this would be like 5-0, 6-0. But I'm going to go with a 2-0, actually. Because I think Canada will hunker down and just try to take this to extra time and beyond the penalties. So I think Mexico will win this 2-0. Canada eliminated. Sorry, Canada. You have a cool flag, too. I've been to Canada, actually, a few times when I was younger. It's a nice place. Curacao against Honduras. So, guys, the Caribbean champions against the Central American champions. I said Curacao were a dark horse in this tournament. I said look for them to potentially go far. And this is a Honduran team that was struggling in World Cup qualifying. But I think tournament experience is going to prevail here. I think that Jorge Luis Pinto has got this side figured out. And I think Honduras will squeak by. So I'm picking Honduras to get into the semifinals. Curacao, the Caribbean champions. Well done. Your first ever Gold Cup. Advancing out of a group in second with Mexico. Caribbean champions. Bright future. Very bright future, in my opinion. Keep up the good work. So the semifinals, I have Costa Rica against the United States. Oh, also Curacao, you have a nice flag. Costa Rica, United States, Mexico, Honduras. And guys, this is where it gets really difficult. Because we know Mexico and the U.S. are experimenting in this tournament. The same way the Germans did in the Confederations Cup. Which leads me to believe this tournament is open to a potential new champion for the first time in a very long time. The United States and Mexico have won each of the last, I believe, 7 or 8 CONCACAF Gold Cups dating back to 2002. Canada was the last team to have won it that wasn't the U.S. and Mexico. But here, guys, I think any four of these teams can get to the final. We have any combination here that's possible. So the Costa Rica versus the United States. On paper, Costa Rica should win this. They are sending most of their starters. Only Keylor Navas, the Real Madrid and Costa Rican international goalkeeper, is missing. A couple other players as well, but they have Randall Azofeifa, Christian Gamboa, Michael Umania, Brian Ruiz, and you have the United States, who is using this tournament to test out a reserve squad. You know what? I was very close to picking Costa Rica to come through this, but the United States got eliminated in 2015 at the same exact stage, and I think that still looms in the memory of every international, whether it's a young player or a player who was unfortunate to have been in that match. And I don't know. I don't see the United States finishing in another semifinal in a consecutive Gold Cup. This is really close, guys. I think this is going to be like a 1-1 or a 0-0, and I think the United States will take this on penalties. Um, some comment section below will say, well, you're American. Of course, you're going to predict that. I try to be objective as possible. And this is foreign territory for Costa Rica. They're not used to advancing this far into Gold Cups. I think this is where it's going to backfire on them. So I'm picking the U.S. to win this on penalties over Costa Rica. Costa Rica eliminated. Nice flag, Costa Rica. Unfortunately, there is no third, fourth placed game. I kind of wish there was because I like third placed games. There was in the 2015 edition. They brought it back after a long time of being away, and now they got rid of it again. So the losers of both semifinals basically share the third place spot. So anyway, Mexico and Honduras. I told you something crazy was going to happen. Well, no, not crazy, but a surprise. I would not use the word crazy. Guys, I said in a previous video, the runner-up of Group A has the easiest path to the final. It is more convenient to finish runner-up in Group A than it is to win the group, because you saw Costa Rica have to go through Panama and the United States. Honduras had to go through Curacao. All due respect to Curacao, dark horse team. But going into a semifinal here now, I have to say this, guys, before I make a prediction. No CONCACAF representative at the Confederations Cup has ever won the Gold Cup the same year that both tournaments coincided. When the USA was at the Confederations Cup, when Mexico was at the Confederations Cup, any Gold Cup that was held that same summer, no, that country did not win the tournament. And I think the reason for this is because the CONCACAF representative tends to prioritize the Confederations Cup. Again, the Confederations Cup, the Tournament of Champions. We just had one that ended a few days ago with Germany winning. That's what I'm referring to. So, will this trend here continue with Mexico? I think it might. Now, before any claims of bias come into the comments section, note that I said this also applies to the United States. The United States has never won a Gold Cup while it participated in a Confederations Cup. And in the last two Gold Cups, we have not had a USA-Mexico final. I know everyone likes to say CONCACAF and the Gold Cup is all USA versus Mexico. But if you go back and you look at the history of this tournament, most finals have not been the United States versus Mexico. I believe there have been 5 or 6. But this is going to be the 13th or 14th, I think the 14th edition. Yeah, it's the 14th edition of the Gold Cup. More than half of the finals of this tournament have not been the United States and Mexico. And the two most recent were Mexico against Jamaica in 2015 and the United States and Panama in 2013. So this is not some kind of crazy prediction here. But you know what? I'm picking Honduras to get to the final. Because I think that the Confederations Cup trend here is set to continue. And I do think Honduras will get to the final. And I think it's going to be through extra time. Like a 1-0 or 2-1. I want a USA-Mexico final. But I don't make predictions based on what I want. I make predictions based on my gut feeling. And you know me, I got a big gut. So, like I said, take it for what it is. You know, I could be wrong. There's a great chance that I'm going to be wrong. I have a United States-Honduras final. Yep. Honduras have not been to the Gold Cup final since 1991. And the inaugural Gold Cup, 1991, when the name was changed from the CONCACAF Championship, the final was between the United States and Honduras. Guys, I'm predicting a third Gold Cup final in a row that is not USA-Mexico. I think the pendulum in the Gold Cup swings back and forth. It's usually Mexico wins the Gold Cup or the United States wins it. Mexico wins it, the United States wins it. Mexico wins it, United States wins it, and so forth. Honduras here would love to avenge that 6-0 defeat in World Cup qualifying back in March. And they could get very close to doing it, but I think the first tournament with Bruce Arena in charge, I think the United States will return back to the pinnacle of CONCACAF in the Gold Cup as far as the Gold Cup is concerned. And guys, Honduras, I do not even consider Honduras one of the 3 or 4 best teams in CONCACAF. I think they're number 5, just as they are in the table for the Hex. I think the United States, in the following order: Mexico, United States, Costa Rica, Panama, and then Honduras. So why do I have the 5th best team in CONCACAF getting to the final? Like I said earlier, because the bracket suits them. I don't like how the bracket is set up. I don't like how group winners have a tougher path, but that's how it is. And I see it. This is my final. Who's going to win this? I think the United States is going to win this 2-1. And the United States will be the 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup champion. So, United States first, Honduras in second. Mexico and Costa Rica would both split the third place, but based on number of points alone accumulated from the group stage into the knockout rounds, Mexico would have more points. So, in my opinion, symbolically, they would be third, and Costa Rica would be fourth. So I think USA first, Honduras second, Mexico third, Costa Rica fourth, the United States in first as the CONCACAF champions of 2017. Thank you for watching, guys. Who knows? I could be totally wrong. Let's just enjoy the tournament, sit back. I'll give reaction videos to a few games here and there, more specifically the important ones, but I will try to watch each and every game as they come. Thank you so much for your support. Tell me your knockout stage predictions in the comment section below. I love reading people's predictions. I love reading your predictions. Please share them. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Until then, peace, much love, have a good night. And thank you again to my young nephew for making these. They're pretty good. They can draw better than I can.